true this is. But I do think that a good chunk of competitors that, when it comes to the dieting down aspect, they're, they got to a point where it wasn't because they're stuck. It was just more so they just couldn't mentally deal with making the adjustments they needed to make in order to get there. And I don't think that's necessarily punking out. I think sometimes, hey, for just overall safety reasons, um, mostly up here, it's probably an admirable thing to kind of know where your limit is. And man, as far as I can recall, I think once I've kind of figured out the recipe in regards to like how to get myself there, I can think of, man, yeah, a few times where basically I lost focus towards the end. So look, I know I have 3 weeks of dieting before um, the show, but you lose a week because of the peak week. So honestly, it's you minus the peak week. Um, it's not forever, I guess, is what I've been telling myself. So yeah, there's just a few little spots everywhere that I'm like, that could be more indented. That can be a lot harder. This gives me my biggest chance to be as effective as possible. Because the truth is, like, I don't have bad symmetry, but some of these guys, when it comes to that, they're just in another stratosphere. I don't have like terrible muscular shape, but same thing. Muscular size, like I think that's probably going to be the thing that I lack the most because, yeah, okay, I'm a lightweight. Besides that, it's just the fact that I'm a 5'10" almost lightweight. So most of these guys are, the sweet spot in that class is like between 5'5", 5'7", somewhere around there. 5'7" for sure is like everything sits well. So, yeah, I'm going to have to play to my strength. That one thing that my body seemingly has no brakes on. Will I get there? I don't know, but I'm going to give it like my best shot. And there's going to be a lot of moments where, man, like the easiest thing is going to be to get off the gas a little bit. But yeah, I guess kind of it doesn't necessarily counter a whole lot of what I said last time. Kind of. Because if I do see an opportunity in any certain day where, yeah, I have the chance of like striking, whether it be like, hey, like let's make this meal carbless. Let's go with a lower fat protein option, things like that. I'm just gonna take it day by day, meal by meal, and make those sacrifices. And again, it's not forever. And I think, yeah, I think I can push myself to a new level of muscularity. Conditioning shows off my muscularity. This is new to me. So that's where my head is at. It's the fact that, hey, at the end, I only have till November 19th. Like, that's when the season ends. So I just want to make sure I got everything that I signed up for, like in regards to experience, that I pushed myself to a reasonable place. Like, again, I'm not going to be reckless with it, but I definitely want to see how I react. I do. And most importantly, like, I guess, well, not most importantly, because mental health important too, but also yeah, what's under there, so what that looks like. And I want to be able to, as they line us up, last show, I'm always the tallest, so I can see over everyone's head. I want to feel like I did everything I could. So on the dietary front, I'm going to basically take it meal by meal. What can I do? What can I handle? What's reasonable? A little bit more so than I have up until this point. Because while I am kind of winging the caloric intake, there's, I guess I kind of, there is some sort of set routine in place, right? Maybe not by the standards of other bodybuilders, but there kind of is. On the cardiovascular front, two 30-minute sessions, and then I'm gonna have one long, slow, never done this before, 60-minute cardio session at the end of the week. So right before I start my first refeed day. So right before, yeah, right at the start of that day. And this is something that, again, I wanted to do anyways. I'm gonna probably do more cardio in the off season than during this prep. That's the goal anyways, again, for health. But yeah, it's gonna be one long drawn out session, very slow, but it's gonna swallow up a lot of calories. And even though, I don't do too much cardio, I do have a very good response to it. Like, this is just something I know about myself. Physical activity of that sort definitely, yeah, cleans me up quite efficiently. So yeah, there will be some nasty levels of flatness, like that, that's for sure. The kind that, man, sometimes it's hard to even pose and look at your physique, because you swear you've lost muscle. You don't like the way you look. It doesn't make you feel confident. But again, I want to take it there, man. I want the full experience. I want to really challenge myself. Again, not that I haven't up until this point, but I can easily say that I am probably, I'm probably, 6 slow days away from the best I've ever looked, or the leanest I've ever been. I think that's my estimate. But I think I can push just a tad bit harder and maximize whatever caloric deficit days I do have left. So still 3 high days, 4 low days. That's going to be how we run things. But again, the low days, it's like, okay, what can you do? What's reasonable? What can you do like right now? And again, while being mindful. So yeah, broken record here, guys. But I just want everything, like when it comes to, yeah, like, again, what I signed up for. And yeah, I just want to see how I look, how I withstand the challenge. And I want to make you guys proud too, because hey, a lot of you guys have been here since like started this prep, a lot of you guys even further back, and I definitely want to, hey, show you guys something a little different, because before you know it, man, it's going to be back, like I'm going to be back in off-season shape and or conditioning, and I'm going to miss all the little things, even the sucky parts of this process. So yeah, we're going hard until this next show, October 29th, and then we have to taper food up, because I am not going to depend on my peak week going into Worlds. I definitely want to reverse diet out, taper food up, and make it so that I'm just perpetually peak. So that's where I'm at. Kind of a shorter one, guys, but that's what's on the contest prep mind.